The first 3 months last year, we were an out away from catching a 65 to 1, of cashing a 65 to 1 in March, April on the Guardians. We were a win away from cashing in May on the Guardians last year. And then we won on the Astros in June last year, both 25 to 1 and 17 to 1, Circa and William Hill Caesars. Great first 3 months. We thought, or at least I thought to myself, I'm so great at this. The last 6 months, meaning the last 3 months of last year and the first 3 months of this year, haven't flirted with any of it. So, first 3 months, awesome. Last 6 months, not so good. So it would be nice to bookend those 6 months with 3 good months here to end. So July is the sprintiest of all of these months because July has an all-star break, obviously, in the middle of it. So the first exercise that one ought to do in July specifically, because there are fewer games on account of that all-star break, is count up the scheduled amount of games, period. Before you even get into who or which teams each team plays, just what's the number of games. And when you do that exercise, if we can pop that up on the board, what you end up coming up with is Toronto, Cleveland, the Angels, and the Mariners, Kelly, play 26 games. Then you got a bunch of teams at 25, a bunch of teams at 24. Phillies and Pirates, the 2 Pennsylvania teams, only play 23. Now, there is always like a 3-game difference between top and bottom in any given month. But as you sort of catch my drift here, the difference between 29 and 26 incrementally less meaningful than the difference between 26 and 23. So the first thing I want to do in July with fewer games is, boy, having more games to play becomes that much more of an advantage. Might be imperceptible, but it is an advantage because it's not imperceptible to me. So the teams that I considered, and I mentioned this last week when I sort of glanced at it. I think of all the 10 months that we've done this is the hardest month so far because there's no great team that has a super easy schedule. And I don't think we've really seen that before. Or there's no very good team that has a super easy schedule. I considered the Guardians, who are one of those teams that had 26 games played, because the Guardians schedule, Guardians at 16 to 1 at Caesars, super easy. 3 at the Cubs, 3 hosting the Tigers, 3 at Houston. But then listen, here's the rest of it. Are you ready for that? Because those 9 games, okay, relatively hard. Cubs, Tigers, Astros. But then after that, Kelly, 4 at the White Sox, all-star break. 3 versus the Athletics, 4 versus Baltimore, 3 at Kansas City, 3 at Colorado. But you know why I can't put my money behind the Guardians? Because I don't think they're any good. And I'm an under pre-flopper on the Guardians as well, as you know from before the season. That was my favorite season win total play. And the thing about the Guardians to me is they can't really hit. With apologies to Jose Ramirez, that lineup is not that good. The bullpen ain't all that good anymore. This ain't the Guardians from last year that we backed. Cardinals I considered at 28 to 1. Pretty easy schedule. 2 at Pittsburgh, then Chicago Cubs, but then 3 versus Washington, then 3 versus Atlanta, then the All-Star break, 3 at Arizona, 3 at Colorado, 4 versus San Diego, 3 versus Miami. So you have a Pittsburgh, Washington, Colorado, and Miami in there, but with the Cardinals, kind of middling, kind of average at everything. Middling, hitting is up and down. Michaelis isn't very good. Gray's okay. Liberatore is decent. Belante's average. Bullpen's okay-ish. That's the Cardinals. They're middling.
How has Michaelis pitched in this league for this long? While always just being, he's okay. I don't know.
There's so many guys like that.
It's incredible.
Call up Jason Marquis. He's got $50 million in the bank. All these players. So the team that I settled on, it's kind of rando. I'm on the Seattle Mariners at 20 to 1, people.
Let's go.
Mariners start with 6 games at home that they need to capitalize on. 3 versus the Royals, 3 versus the Pirates. Let's go. Let's get a 5-1 there. Then it's at the Yankees, and then it's at Detroit. All-Star break, 3 versus Houston, 3 versus Milwaukee. They close easy, 7 out of 8, at the Angels, at the Athletics, and then 1 game against the Rangers. Here's the art part of this. And I can tell you this from many, many years of baseball handicapping, both with Dr. Bob and without. The games before and right after the All-Star break can be kind of squirrely. Teams are sort of packing it in before the break, and then they're slow to sort of acclimate after. So their hard part of that schedule cozies up to the All-Star break at the beginning, I should say on the front side of it and on the back side of that. The easy games are on the outsides. That is why I'm adding a little bit of art to this.
I like that.
They play 26 games. It's tied for the most. Seattle, 20-1 at Caesars. Anxious to see what the price is at Circa and at DraftKings, which didn't have them up yesterday either, if DraftKings chooses to do that. Seattle Mariners, your July pick.